Hi, this is Julie at Love's Beginning with a blog post called Relinquishing Separation Perception. Let's talk about the perceived separation of bodies. The body is made solely of thought. Thought gives you a believable experience of the physical. Because you chose separation perception, the body aids you in seeing beings as separate and vulnerable, capable of harming and being harmed, capable of being at fault. The body is ego's buddy because its existence reinforces the separation perception that it is ego's function to promote. You made ego. When you see different bodies and perceive them as separate, when you get caught up in stories about their separation, you can see that ego is functioning as you intended it to. You made ego. You chose separation perception. We are telling you how you came to be this way, not to blame, never to blame. We are telling you simply because it is important to know that you impose all perceived limits upon your imagined self, and those limits could never be real. Those limits could only ever be experienced in an illusion. Love is the only thing that is real, and love is limitless. Here's the good news about the body. You can turn it over to the one of us to allow separation perception to ease and vanish throughout the world you are observing. You can turn all of the other bodies over to the one of us too. When you do that, you invite the oneness out to play through all of them. We're going to look at beliefs related to believing that you are in a body, and we're going to rattle the cage a little. The ego offers certain foundational beliefs that support the other beliefs ego sends to you. In order to sustain ego's illusion, you must believe that what you are is separate from what another is. Perception of bodies aids you in this view. You must believe that you, as a body, can be harmed. You must believe that you, as a body, can harm other bodies. You must be body identified to buy all that ego sells you. We wiggle this identification a little bit. It's not going to be able to hold up. And that's very good news. The structure of this identification has always been weak, but it has been your power that has given it seeming strength and substance. When you are body identified, you see your separate identification as a little kingdom that you rule. The ego tells you that rule over this kingdom is very satisfying. In order to experience yourself as ruler over a kingdom that you see as your separate and autonomous self, you must constantly experience fear. The fear may seem to be something negative, or it may seem to be a positive in opposition to a negative, but anything that can have an opposite is based in fear because it lacks stability. The ego tells you that the unpleasant feeling of fear is due to lack, to undesirable conditions in the world, to defects in others, and to defects in your separate self. The ego's survival depends on your belief that defects are real and they are everywhere. When you stop finding fault everywhere, the ego can't survive. When you stop believing the lies ego sends you in the form of distorted thought, you are not able to find fault anymore. When you are not believing lies, there is no need for disturbing emotion, an alert, to tell you that you are believing lies. This is the source of the peace that passeth all understanding. That peace is you. The separation perception experience depends on your forgetting who you are, on your maintaining that lack of awareness. You made ego to have the separation perception experience, and you can let it go. Think of shame for a moment. How does that feel? It's a contracting into that separate ball of small you. It's a folding inward in pain, a certainty that what you are is not good enough, is deserving of pain and suffering. The ego experience depends on shame. You need that shame and that sense of unworthiness to maintain the illusion of one as separate from another, of one as more or less worthy than another. The ego can keep you going for a while on the idea that if you find another unworthy, you can find yourself worthy by comparison, and because of that you will feel good. If you look very carefully at good feelings such as this, you will find a tension and insecurity running underneath them. In fact, these good feelings are not good feelings at all. Seeing this is the key to your freedom. It's the key to knowing that only you can hold yourself in the experience of bondage. Look at the idea of hiding things, of presenting a particular facade. Do you feel the tension there? Ego convinces you that you are not cared for or loved, so you must hide things in order to avoid being rejected. Ego tells you that you must carefully cultivate an experience in order to appear good enough or to get accepted. Can you feel the fundamental instability at the root of everything ego tells you? What you are is rooted, supported, whole, and fully loved eternally. The ego needs you to believe that your experience is tenuous and subject to change in order to keep you running on fear. Running on fear is optional. Fear is optional. Noticing this is the beginning of the end of ego. If you are body identified, you have asked for the experience of a perceptual prison. Do you feel done with that now? You have always had the option to be done with it. Your greatest strength is that you see your choice now. We walk alongside you today, always assisting and helping you see where you are attaching to the phantom of ego. When you notice an attachment today, remind yourself that the attachment has no value and doesn't mean anything. This is how you allow ego to melt and dry up in the sun. And if you want to practice, this is practice 37. I am rooted, supported, whole, and fully loved. We would like you to feel your foundation today. As you feel that foundation, we would like you to know that foundation is everyone's foundation, regardless of appearances. We invite you to experience the feeling of this foundation as the opening to releasing judgment and attachment to egoic thought. Begin a 3-minute meditation with, I am rooted, supported, whole, and fully loved. Sink down into your foundation. As you rest in this very loving place, know that it is the foundation of everyone you perceive as separate now. Invite this foundation to send tendrils and signals and guidance into your day today. If any thought comes to disturb your peace, remember, I am rooted, supported, whole, and fully loved. Return your awareness to your foundation. Rest there. Know that you are fully deserving of rest and ease. End with, I am rooted, supported, whole, and fully loved. Take rootedness into your day. Know that all you meet are just as firmly held in the support of love as you are. Invite love as a guiding force into every interaction you experience today. If anything arises to disturb your peace today, remember, I am rooted, supported, whole, and fully loved. This disturbance is only a perception, and it is time to allow yourself to perceive the healing opportunity in anything that would disturb you. The thing that appeared to disturb you is informing you of the quality of thoughts you still believe. For example, if you hear a loud noise and it disturbs you, that disturbance is telling you this: you are still hearing and believing loud and untrue thoughts. If you wish, you can allow that tendency to leave now. This is how you can see every disturbance as a gift. You can cultivate a willingness to accept the gift that every experience offers you. In interaction with your fellow and equal beings, remember this: you are rooted, supported, whole, and fully loved. If you are rooted, supported, whole, and fully loved, then so are they. Knowing this good news about them opens you up to words and actions that are truly helpful for all. Stay open and know that you are loved. It is always our joy to work with you and to assist you. Thanks for listening.